Namaste and Siddhi Pranam. Welcome to your today's topic, which is managing hormonal health through pranayama during pregnancy. So, pregnancy is a very special journey of life, which is filled with hope and wonder. And during this period, the body's hormonal the body's hormones actually plays a very important role in taking care of mother and the baby. And these hormonal messengers really play a vital role in shaping the emotional landscape of this transformative period. However, these hormones can also cause some ups and downs, which can lead to hormonal fluctuations that may present a lot of challenges for the mother, and it can usher in moments of discomfort, stress, and emotional shifts. So in pursuit of a serene and balanced pregnancy, pranayama can offer a mother a very gentle and holistic path to harmonize their hormones. So rooted in the timeless wisdom of yoga, pranayama embraces the power of conscious breath control and provides nurturing sanctuary where the sense of life unfolds with grace. So in this chapter, we will embark on exploration of profound connection between pranayama practice and management of hormonal health. And we will unravel the integrate functions of hormones that accompany pregnancy, and will also understand their profound influence on both physical and emotional aspect of the pregnancy journey. And we'll also understand some pranayama techniques for managing the hormonal fluctuations and easing stress and enhancing mood, and also foster abiding sense of tranquility for mother and the baby. So let's look at understanding the hormonal changes during pregnancy. So pregnancy is a very miraculous journey that brings forth an array of physical and emotional changes. And during this time, the endocrine system plays a very vital role in nurturing and sustaining the new life that is growing in mother's womb. So understanding the hormonal changes during pregnancy is not only crucial for well-being of mother and baby, but also it offers insight into how pranayama practices will be effective in supporting the hormonal balance throughout this journey. So when we look at navigating the hormonal changes, so from the moment of conception, the hormonal fluctuation begins in the mother's body, which set the stage for various changes in the pregnancy period. So the placenta, which is a very remarkable organ, kind of becomes a powerhouse for hormonal production, and it releases human chronic gonadotropin, which is also known as HCG, and then progesterone is also released, and estrogen. These are essential hormones for the healthy development of the baby. And as the pregnancy progresses, the hormone prolactin and oxytocin prepare the body for breastfeeding and childbirth, while thyroid hormones and insulin ensures a smooth metabolic balance. So these hormonal fluctuation creates an integrate changes that not only affects the physical changes, but also shapes the mother's emotional landscape. So when we look at the impact of these changes, so hormonal changes during pregnancy really create a profound impact on both physical and emotional well-being of the mother. And these hormones set a stage for a variety of experiences that accompany this pregnancy journey. So physically, mothers may experience morning sickness, also nausea, vomiting, and fatigue is also very prevalent symptom. And as the body is working tirelessly to nurture and sustain the growth of the baby, it is going to get more and more tired, and breast also can become tender as the breast is preparing for the milk production. And hormonal fluctuation also influence appetite and weight, which leads to different kind of eating patterns and body composition. And on the emotional front, hormones play a very significant role in mood swings, anxiety, and heightened emotions. So the surge of hormones like estrogen and progesterone intensify emotional reactions in the mother, and it makes it even kind of a routine experience to feel more significant. Now, sleep pattern also are affected due to hormonal changes, and some mothers do experience difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep throughout the night. And hormonal imbalances disrupt body's natural sleep-wake cycle, which leaves the mother feeling more fatigued and restless. So hormonal changes during pregnancy contributes to varying stress level. So the responsibility and anticipation that comes with impending motherhood, coupled with hormonal fluctuation, does create additional stress and anxiety for the mothers. And the impact of hormonal changes during pregnancy also extends beyond the physiological realm. So emotional well-being also kind of becomes very intricately tied up with the hormonal shifts. So it makes self-care and stress management very crucial component at this stage of life. And then we also need to recognize and understand that these hormonal changes can influence the mother in a manner that she really needs to look at and recognize the fact that she needs to be self-aware and seek support during this time, as the emotional ups and downs will be part of it, and such that she can go through this journey with grace and resilience. So for many years, pranayama practices have supported mothers to support and maintain their hormonal health with grace and poise. And pranayama encompasses an array of ancient breathing techniques that harnesses the flow of prana within the body, which can help nurture harmony between body, mind, and soul. So through pranayama, we can really create conscious breath work that will facilitate profound connection within the body's innate wisdom, and will empower the mothers to navigate the hormonal changes with a lot of self-awareness. So when we look at the different stages of pregnancy, the different set of hormones are high, and hence they are different set of hormones are bringing different kind of changes in the mood and the physiology of the mother. So for example, on the 12th week, the estrogen levels are high, and on the 20th week, by the time mother is 20 weeks pregnant, the oxytocin levels are quite the progesterone levels are quite high. By the time mother reaches 28th week, the oxytocin level becomes to go higher because the delivery is nearing in few weeks. And then the prolactin is highest in the end, which is around the 40th week. So since the hormones are changing so rapidly and their quantity in the body is also shifting rapidly based on the needs and requirement of the pregnancy journey, so the physiological and mental and emotional changes are also quite rapid. And in order to see oneself changing so fast is many a times not easily digestible by one person. So having practices and tools in hand that can quickly help us manage and bring back to our ground and create that serene space within ourselves so that we can navigate through these rapid changes are a great thing. And pranayama does this job very well. So let's look at balancing the stress hormones. So pregnancy does have a lot of physical changes and emotional adjustment, just like we discussed, and it does bring a lot of stress also. So hormonal fluctuations occurs within the mother's body, and stress hormones intervene that production of different kind of hormones. So stress release also impact her emotional well-being and overall equilibrium in the mother's body and mind. So here we will understand that how pranayama can really help the mother to go through the challenges. So through conscious breath work, mothers can really unlock the key to reduce stress, foster calmness, and restore hormonal balance. So deep abdominal breathing is the first technique that is very, very powerful in order to ease the hormonal imbalances. So at the core of stress reduction lies the timeless practice of deep abdominal breathing, and drawing the breath deep into the belly through this, mothers can activate their body's relaxation response, also known as parasympathetic nervous system, and this can counteract with body's stress response, which is the sympathetic nervous system, and it can usher a state of tranquility as a result. So with each deliberate inhale and exhale, stress hormones like cortisol are reduced, which allows more peace and brings calmness and to be embraced by the mother. And deep abdominal breathing can become a pillar of serenity and grounding her in the present moment and cultivate a sense of balance. And it can help release tension and also nurture the calmness. So complementing the profound effects of deep abdominal breathing are extended exhalations. So a gentle yet potent technique in stress reduction. So as the mother elongates her exhale, she invites the body to release pent-up tension and worries in the body. So when we do extended exhalation, it really encourages a deeper release of carbon dioxide, which signals the brain to relax and unwind. So with each extended breath out, the mind feels more relaxed, and it paves a way for hormonal balance and emotional harmony within. So it also nurtures the rhythm of breath, which that creates a very tranquil space where stress is relieved and peace is attained. Now we can also use relaxation-based pranayama practices. So pranayama techniques that contains various relaxation-based practices. Each can be tailored to embrace the mother's unique need, and these practices can offer a moment of profound rest and rejuvenation. So by inviting the body to unwind and inviting the mind to find stillness, when we use relaxation-based pranayama practices, that can cultivate a lot of sanctuary of stress, a sanctuary where stress can dissipate and also hormonal balance can flourish. So mothers can really find sense of calmness and also feel empowered to navigate the challenges of pregnancy with a lot of grace and resilience specifically through relaxation-based pranayamas. And with each breath, the mothers can embark on an inward journey and also embrace flow of emotions with a lot of mindfulness and self-compassion. And as she will more embrace the pranayama practices, her state of calmness will get rooted a bit more, and she will have an enriching pregnancy experience for herself as well as for the baby. So when it comes to relaxation-based pranayama, we will have another chapter where we are going to discuss all the different kind of pranayamas in detail, and such that you can choose the right pranayamas which are required by the mothers in order to serve her with her current needs in different stages of her pregnancy. Now let's look at supporting the endocrine system. So the role of endocrine system during pregnancy is very crucial, and the endocrine system's importance during pregnancy really cannot be overstated, because it really plays a very fundamental role in supporting and guiding the entire journey of gestation. And this integrated system of glands and hormones really ensures a harmonious and nurturous environment for the developing baby as well as for the mother. So throughout the pregnancy, the endocrine system functions as a master regulator, which produce and releases hormones that drive essential processes. So hormones like estrogen and progesterone are particularly critical during pregnancy, and estrogen really helps prepare the uterus for implantation and stimulates the growth of the placenta. And progesterone, on the other hand, helps maintain the uterine lining and prevents premature contraction. So the endocrine system also produces the HCG hormone, known as the pregnancy hormone, and this hormone is essential for supporting the early stages of pregnancy and also maintaining the corpus luteum and ensuring the production of vital hormones until the placenta takes over. So as the pregnancy progresses, the endocrine system continues to adjust its hormonal production to meet the growing demands of the baby. And the pituitary gland releases hormones that stimulates other glands like thyroid and adrenal glands, which contributes to overall hormonal balance. However, with the multitude of hormonal changes happening in the mother's body, there are many potentials for imbalances. So hormonal fluctuation can occur, which can lead to common discomforts like mood swings, sleep disturbance, morning sickness, etc. In some cases, hormonal imbalance can result in severe conditions like gestational diabetes or preeclampsia also. So achieving and maintaining hormonal balance during pregnancy becomes very essential for the baby. And hence a well-functioning endocrine system can really ensure proper fetal development as well as support maternal health and contributes to smooth pregnancy journey. So pranayama techniques can really act as a beneficial tool to support and nurture the endocrine system during this transformative phase of the mother's life. And the 3 pranayama techniques that are particularly helpful for promoting hormonal harmony are Ujjayi, Sheetli, as well as gentle breath awareness. So Ujjayi breathing, which is also known as Victoria's breath or ocean breath, is a technique that involves breathing deeply through nose while slightly constricting the back of the throat and creating an ocean-like sound around the throat area. So exhale is very slow through the nose with the same constriction around the throat. So Ujjayi breathing really helps calm the mind and reduce stress and anxiety, which is essential for maintaining hormonal balance during pregnancy. And by soothing the nervous system, Ujjayi breath also regulates cortisol levels, the stress hormones, which have the direct impact on the functioning of the endocrine system. So Sheetli pranayama or cooling breath is particularly valuable during pregnancy. This breathing technique is renowned for its ability to support hormonal balance and promote healthy endocrine system. And by drawing air through the mouth and cooling it through the tongue, this practice has a calming effect on the nervous system, which elevates stress and reduces cortisol levels. And this can often disrupt harmony. As stress discriminates the body's endocrine glands responsible for producing hormonal functions more optimally. Then comes Sheetli pranayama, which also assists in regulating, the Sheetli pranayama also assists in regulating the body temperature, and it fosters soothing environment for the endocrine system to operate efficiently. And this practice provides very natural and gentle means to harmonize hormones and maintain the overall well-being of the body. And then comes the gentle breath awareness. So in addition to specific pranayama techniques, just gentle breath awareness in the throat area can be beneficial for supporting the thyroid gland, which plays a very key role in the endocrine system. So the thyroid gland plays a very crucial role in regulating the metabolism and the energy levels, and any imbalances can have a very significant impact on the overall health of the mother and the baby. And by directing awareness and breath to the throat area, mothers nourish and stimulate the thyroid gland, which promotes its optimal functioning. So gentle breath awareness is a simple and accessible mindfulness practice that involves directing your attention to your breath without trying to control or manipulate it. And gentle breath awareness involves sitting or lying down comfortably, and closing our eyes and tuning into a natural breath without trying to control it. So when we stay present with the breath and acknowledge any thoughts without judgment and gently redirect the focus of the breath to the breath, this creates a very beautiful practice in order to bring balance and harmony in the overall body. And we also can add practicing patience and compassion with ourselves during this process as we gradually extend the duration of the practice to become more comfortable with it. And practicing these pranayama techniques will not only support the endocrine system, but will also help the mothers to connect with their own body as well as the body of the growing baby within them. So the rhythmatic and mindful breathing can really foster a sense of relaxation and inner peace, which creates positive and nurturing environment both for the baby and the mother. And let's look at the enhancing serotonin and dopamine levels. So serotonin and dopamine are two essential neurotransmitters that play a very significant role during pregnancy, and they also contribute to hormonal fluctuation and influence both physical as well as emotional aspects of the mother's well-being. So serotonin is often referred to the happiness hormone, as it contributes to the feeling of well-being and happiness. So during pregnancy, serotonin levels can fluctuate, so that leads to mood swings and anxiety as well as emotional changes. And hormonal shift impacts the regulation of serotonin, which can influence the mother's emotional state and overall mood. And dopamine is known as the reward hormone, which plays a very vital role in motivation, pleasure, as well as reinforcement. So the level of dopamine can also fluctuate during pregnancy, and that contributes to emotional ups and downs, as well as changes in motivation and reward-seeking behaviors. So maintaining a balanced serotonin and dopamine levels during pregnancy is very crucial for emotional stability and overall well-being. So embracing practices within the pranayama, different pranayama practices, can really enhance serotonin and dopamine levels through conscious breath work and relaxation. We can promote hormonal balance and also support healthier and more enjoyable pregnancy experience. So 3 beneficial pranayama techniques that can uplift mood and support emotional health for the mothers are Brahmari, Seethkari, and Anulom Vilom. So these practices provide very valuable tools to maintain a balanced emotional state and also nurture a very healthy bond between mom and the baby. First, we start with Brahmari Pranayama, which is also known as deep breath. It's a very helpful technique for balancing the hormones, and by creating a humming sound like a bee during the exhalation, this practice stimulates the hypothalamus in the brain, which plays a very crucial role in regulating the hormones. Brahmari Pranayama enhances the production of serotonin and dopamine, which are the neurotransmitters responsible for positive emotions and well-being. So regular practice of this calming pranayama can really create harmonious environment for endocrine system, which promotes emotional stability and will hence reduce stress and anxiety. Moreover, the gentle vibration of the humming sound also creates a very comforting connection between mother and the baby and fosters a very peaceful environment within the womb. And next is Seethkari Pranayama. So Seethkari Pranayama, also known as cooling breath, is a technique that can be especially beneficial during this phase, particularly for the mothers who live in hot weather, and also if they are having moments of discomfort. And so in Seethkari Pranayama, we inhale through our mouth with the tongue rolled slightly against the upper palate, and then Seethkari Pranayama through this practice produces cooling sensation that helps reduce the body's heat and also soothes the mind. And this practice is believed to enhance serotonin and dopamine levels, which are essential for promoting positive emotions and overall well-being of the mother. So the hormonal changes during pregnancy does create a lot of emotional havocs at times, and practicing Seedkari Pranayama will help balance these sudden hormonal shifts or mood shifts. So, and it also positively affects the brain centers that are responsible for hormonal regulation and hence support the emotional stability. And it also provides relief with common discomforts like hot flashes and mood swings, and aids in reducing stress and anxiety, which fosters a very serene environment for mother and the baby. And Anulom Vilom Pranayama, which is also known as alternate nostril breathing, also can positively impact serotonin and dopamine level. And this practice usually involves breathing through one nostril while closing other and alternating between the two. And the control and rhythmic breathing pattern of this practice calms down the nervous system, reduces the stress, and promotes emotional balance. And as a result, body's production of serotonin and dopamine level increases, and the these are the neurotransmitters which are responsible for emotional well-being. So it really helps them balance both production of serotonin and dopamine. And Anulom Vilom also helps in creating harmonious environment for within the body, which supports hormonal balance as well as emotional well-being of mother and the baby. Now let's look at production of the oxytocin. And so importance of oxytocin during pregnancy is very much. So oxytocin holds immense significance as it influences both physiological processes and emotional bonding. And this is also known as love hormone, which is produced in the hypothalamus and is secreted by the pituitary gland. And as its levels rise, its levels rises significantly during the pregnancy, during the different phases of pregnancy. So physiologically, oxytocin plays a very vital role in the childbirth by stimulating the uterine contractions during the labor, and it also assists in delivery of the baby. And it also supports during the postpartum recovery by promoting release of breast milk, and it's also essential for nourishing the newborn. So emotionally speaking, oxytocin fosters feeling of love, trust, and connection, which forges strong bonds between the mother and her partner, and also in between baby and both the parents. So the hormones presence the presence of oxytocin creates a nurturing and supportive environment, and it enhances maternal attachment and promotes overall well-being. So hormonal fluctuation during pregnancy can influence secretion of oxytocin also, which can contribute to emotional experiences and moments of love and connection. So when we practice certain pranayamas, that can support oxytocin secretion, which can enhance the feeling of love and promote a sense of bonding and emotional stability during the pregnancy period. So the first pranayama which is supported in the release of oxytocin is Dighriswasam, also known as three-part breath. So Dighriswasam is a fundamental pranayama technique that is highly beneficial during this phase, as it involves deliberate and mindful expansion of the breath into three distinct parts of the torso: the abdomen, the rib cage, and the chest. And by consciously engaging in this deep breathing pattern, the diaphragm, the dome-shaped muscle that separates the chest from the abdomen, this is actively stimulated through the breath. So the diaphragm movements triggers the activation of the vagus nerve, which is a critical component of parasympathetic nervous system, and the vagus nerve often is referred to as wandering nerve, which connects the brain to various organs and plays significant role in regulating essential bodily function. So when the vagus nerve is activated through the practice of Dighriswasam, the parasympathetic nervous system is engaged, and that leads to state of relaxation and calmness. And this relaxation response can be particularly beneficial during pregnancy as it helps elevate stress and reduce anxiety and also induces sense of emotional well-being. So the activation of parasympathetic nervous system during the Diga Swasana practice can have profound impact on release of oxytocin. So oxytocin, once released, creates more sense of love, creates profound sense of love and feeling of bonding and connection, and that enhances the overall well-being of both mother and the baby. So Diga Swasana cultivates an environment of emotional harmony and nurturing, which can positively impact the relationship of the mother and the baby. Now then comes the Chandrabedna Pranayama, also known as moon piercing breath. So Chandrabedna is a technique that involves breathing through the left nostril while closing the right nostril, and this practice stimulates the Ida Nadi, or the lunar energy channel, which is believed to promote cooling and calming effects for the body. So the Ida Nadi channel is one of the two main energy channels in the body, with other being the Pingla Nadi. So these channels are considered the pathway of flow of vital force energy or prana, and the Ida energy is linked with the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for body's relaxation response. So when we practice Chandrabedna, the flow of breath through the left nostril stimulates the Ida Nadi, which induces the state of tranquility and relaxation. And this state of calmness helps reduce stress and anxiety during the pregnancy. And it also provides nurturing environment for release of oxytocin. The cooling and calming effects of Chandrabedna also contributes to balancing the body's energy and also brings into state of equilibrium. This balance is essential during pregnancy, as hormonal fluctuation can lead to a lot of emotional changes. And by practicing Chandrabedna, mothers can create a very harmonious and serene space for themselves and foster a great connection within their body as well as with the baby. And then comes the practice of gentle breath awareness at the heart center. So this is a very powerful way to promote oxytocin release during pregnancy, and through gentle breath awareness at the heart center, we can create a very harmonious wave around our heart. So the heart is regarded as the seat of love and compassion in many spiritual traditions, and connecting with it through the breath can amplify the feelings of love and bonding with the baby. And during this gentle breath awareness practice at the heart center, the mothers can assume a very comfortable seated or reclined position and place one or both the hands on their heart center. And as she focuses on the natural rhythm of breath, she can allow each inhalation and exhalation to occur naturally, and she can envision a warm and loving energy flowing into her heart, filling it with love and connection. While she's inhaling and while she's exhaling, she can release any stress or tension and allow the heart to expand with love and compassion. And by consciously connecting with the heart center and cultivating the feeling of love and connection through the breath, the mothers can foster a very nurturing and loving environment for her baby. And this practice can promote emotional well-being and support the development of strong mother-baby bond during pregnancy. And engaging in these practices mindfully and consistently, mothers can create a very calming and loving environment within themselves, and in turn also nurture the bond with the baby, as well as create supportive emotional well-being for herself as well as for the baby. Then let's look at this chart, which how the release of oxytocin is kind of interrelated, and how when the baby's growth takes up all the space in the uterus, the stretch receptors are activated in the uterus, and then the brain signals the release of oxytocins, and then oxytocins causing uterus muscles to contract, and contractions get stronger until the baby is delivered. So this chart is just representative of the physiological effect of oxytocin, and just reinstating the importance of oxytocin in the whole birthing process also. So as we make use of these different set of pranayamas in order to create harmony and harmonious relationship with the release of oxytocin level, it really strengthened the mother to have control in the process of releasing of oxytocin more strongly and more powerfully. Now let's look at regulating insulin levels. So importance of insulin levels during pregnancy is very much there. So insulin is a hormone that is produced by pancreas that plays a very central role in controlling blood sugar levels, and also maintaining optimal insulin levels is very vital for health of the mother and the baby. So insulin serves as a very key player in body's ability to manage glucose, which is the primary source of energy for the cells. So during pregnancy, insulin sensitivity is altered due to hormonal changes and increased demand from the growing fetus. So proper insulin regulation is very crucial to maintain the stable blood sugar levels, and as elevated blood sugar levels can lead to gestational diabetes, which is a condition that affects many pregnant women during the pregnancy journey. And gestational diabetes can have very significant implication both for mom and the baby, and as it increases the risk of complications complications like preeclampsia or preterm birth. And additionally, it can lead to macrosomia, which is a condition where baby is born larger than average, increasing the likelihood of delivery complications. And furthermore, infants born to the mothers with gestational diabetes are at high risk of developing obesity and type 2 diabetes later in life. So pranayama practices of breath offers valuable techniques to support the regulation of insulin level and promoting balanced blood sugar during pregnancy. So by focusing on regulating insulin levels through pranayama practice during pregnancy, mothers can mitigate the risk of gestational diabetes and also promote overall well-being. So first pranayama that can support for that is Nadi Shodhana, also known as alternative nostril breathing, which is a highly effective practice that aims at balancing the flow of energy in both the energy channels. And this practice involves breathing through one nostril at a time and alternating between left and right nostril. And by doing so, Nadi Shodhana helps synchronize the two hemispheres of the brain and harmonize the autonomic nervous system. And during pregnancy, hormonal changes does affect autonomic nervous system, which leads to insulin resistance. So when we practice Nadi Shodhana, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which governs the body's rest and digest response, and this activation induces a state of relaxation and reduces stress, thus improving insulin sensitivity and supporting the balanced blood sugar levels. Next is Sitli Pranayama, which is also known as cooling breath. So Sitli Pranayama is a refreshing practice that helps soothe the body and mind, and this technique involves inhaling through curled tongue or space between teeth and exhaling through the nose. So the inhalation through the mouth creates cooling effect, which can be beneficial in reducing inflammation and also promoting balance in body's system, and that includes insulin regulation. And when mothers' bodies are going through hormonal changes, it can also lead to increase in body's heat and inflammation, which affects the insulin sensitivity. So by practicing Sitli pranayamas, mother can counteract these effects and create a cooling and calming effect in their body. And then gentle breath awareness in the abdomen is also a very nice practice. So when we incorporate gentle breath awareness in abdomen, It can be a very effective way to regulate insulin levels during pregnancy. And this practice involves bringing attention to the breath and the abdomen area, which can enhance connection between the breath and the body's metabolic processes. So hormonal changes can lead to fluctuation in blood sugar levels during pregnancy. So when we practice gentle breath awareness in the abdomen, this can bring mindfulness to their body's needs and promote balance in insulin secretion. And practicing gentle breath awareness by sitting comfortably and placing our hands on the lower belly and taking slow, deep breaths and allowing the abdomen to expand with inhalation and contract with exhalation. This can cultivate a sense of connection with the breath as well as body's inner rhythm. And by incorporating these mindful breathing techniques into our daily routine, mothers can support their bodies during this adaptive time of hormonal changes that happens during pregnancy. So in conclusion, I would say the impact of hormonal fluctuation extends beyond the physiological realm and also influence both physical and the emotional equilibrium of the mother. So in pursuit of a harmonious and healthy pregnancy experience, managing hormonal health becomes paramount. So the profound hormonal changes experienced during pregnancy can manifest in various ways, which can affect physical and emotional aspects of mother's health. So physically speaking, morning sickness, fatigue, breast tenderness, appetite fluctuation, and weight changes are very common occurrences. And emotionally speaking, mood swing, anxiety, sleep disturbances, and emotional heightened emotions can create a very roller coaster ride for the mother during this time. So, and also it makes mothers quite vulnerable at different moments. So, when we use techniques of pranayama and understand its importance in managing the hormonal health, and also it provides a very holistic approach in the management of the hormones during this time of pregnancy. So we can actually nurture these tools in this journey, and pranayama practices does encompass an array of infant breathing techniques that allows to synchronize the flow of prana and hence nurture the body, and also it creates harmony between body, mind and soul, and hence it offers a very supportive hormonally equilibrium practice that can create a very harmonious environment within the body and mind of the mother. I hope this was helpful and really contributed to your journey and understanding on different aspects and different benefits that pranayama has, even though same pranayama can be looked from a very different angles in order to support sometimes, the insulin level, or managing oxytocin, or managing. So in the array of in the paradigm of hormones itself, same pranayama also sometimes can support the release and management of various different hormones. So I hope this really added to your understanding of how crucial and beneficial pranayama practice is, especially for the pregnant mothers, and this will contribute to your journey as a teacher, and you will contribute to many mothers to this. With that, thank you and